What's up, everybody? Keith Mitchell here from the Outerhaven Productions, and today there was a lot of talk about Nintendo's upcoming console. According to Video Game Chronicles, this is a very decent editorial journalist website. Definitely check them out. They had a report from Dr. Serkan, the CEO of the Tokyo-based game industry consulting company called Kantan Games. I've never heard of them before, but they are very popular, and they were talking about Nintendo's upcoming system. They said the time is finally here for Nintendo Switch successor, and even though they can't say it's going to be called a Pro model, it does exist, and certain developers are already working on development kit. They believe the next hardware will drop in 2024, which is this year, and will be priced around $400. There's also a high chance the games will cost more as well, sitting at the $70 price range. Now, I have a lot to say about that, but continuing on, they also said that this next system, whatever it's called, is likely to be an iteration instead of a revolution. Nintendo might add some bells and whistles to the device, but it will be similar to the current Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of people on Reddit and Twitter and various other places talking about this, and I've seen a lot of people getting very frustrated that they're saying it's not going to be a revolution. And to be honest, I don't think we can really go any further in terms of gaming. Nintendo has been the pioneer for revolutions in terms of gaming. You know, they've gave us the Super Nintendo with the Mode 7. They gave us the Wii with the waggle controllers, the Wii U with the control pad. We've got the Switch with the hybrid gaming and the detachable Joy-Cons. Don't forget the 3DS with the clamshells. What exactly can Nintendo do to be revolutionary? And in terms of consoles, there's not really much, in my opinion, that they can do. Though that said, you never can predict what exactly Nintendo does. All right, so let's talk about that. I've been saying for years that I am not a big fan of the Nintendo Switch just because the system does not have enough power. Now, I'm not saying it needs to match up against the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or anything like that. I do wish the console had enough power that it could run third-party games and even first-party games in a better manner than it does now. I mean, we've seen games on Switch run terribly, look bad. Look at the recent Mortal Kombat 1 on the Nintendo Switch. Nobody wants to play that on the Switch. It needs to get to a point where companies can develop games for Xbox and PlayStation and be able to port them to the Switch and have a better success than what they are right now. I know people are probably saying that I'm hating on the Switch, but it's not. I'm not. I really am not. I enjoyed my Switch for certain games, but that said, if I'm going to play a third-party game, obviously I'm going to play it on my Xbox Series X or I'm going to play it on my PlayStation 5. There's just getting no around that. Going around to Nintendo's next system, it needs to be able to play games 60 frames per second at a minimum of 1080p. Now, I know somebody's going to say, Keith, Nintendo does not keep up with PlayStation or Xbox. They never have, they never will. That's just how Nintendo is, and I agree with you 150%. But at a minimum, it has to do 1080p, 60 frames per second. It literally has to. When we had Apple jumping into the gaming space and having their new processor, the M1, the M2, and the M3s, being able to run games on their iPads and their iPhones, Nintendo needs to kick it up a notch. I would love to see it, and if they're saying this is just going to be an iteration instead of a revolution, more processing power and more GPU power is all we need. Keep it a handheld hybrid device. It's great for what the Switch does. It is fantastic. Give it more power, everybody will be happy. Now, in terms of games costing more, let's just be honest. Games have been costing more for all platforms for a while now. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X already have games, I believe they cost $70. There are games on the PC that cost $70. Obviously, there are the AAA games from like companies like Activision, and unfortunately, that is going to be the norm. Games are going to cost more. We had a conversation not too long ago where people were saying that games might eventually get to $100, and somebody was like, I'd buy games for $100. Now, I wouldn't buy games for $100. I would probably pack it up. Games at $100 at the rate I purchase games or get games for the outlet so people can review them would bankrupt me, and it would bankrupt most people as well. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point, but for games to be $70, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, it sucks. A lot of people are not going to like it. More people are probably going to wait to see how a game reviews now versus jumping out and buying a game, but that's just how the market is, unfortunately. Maybe one thing Nintendo can do with the new system is get a better online system. Something similar to what Xbox or PlayStation does. Give us better saves, give us a way that multiple people can play on the Switch without worrying about people deleting their saves. That would be fantastic. A better way to transfer games over to a new console would be fantastic. Maybe an online system with trophies. That would be nice, though. I know a lot of people are probably happy with the way Nintendo Online is right now. I don't like it, but who knows? And maybe, you know, going back to that cloud saves, maybe give them out for free. Free cloud saves without forcing people to buy Nintendo Switch Online membership would be fantastic. Of course, this is Nintendo. No one can ever predict what Nintendo is going to do. I mean, this is the company that sold us cardboard and people bought it. That said, I'm looking forward to whatever Nintendo does with this new system. I'm looking forward to seeing what the name is. Personally, I like the name of Super Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch Advance. Who knows? But it's going to be something with Switch, and you guarantee it. There's going to be something. I think it's going to be called like Switch something. Nintendo is not going to go crazy with its naming convention. I mean, look, we had Wii, and then we had a Wii U. I mean, nobody expected it to be called Wii U. It's like, oh, hey, it's called Wii U. So we got Switch, you know, Switch U. They're going to confuse us. They're going to astonish us. They're going to make us go, well, that was very simple in terms of its naming convention. Or maybe it might be Switch Pro. We have no idea what it's going to be called. I would love to know what you think about this upcoming system. Do you want it to be able to play 1080p, 60 frames per second games? Are you happy with the way the Switch is? Are you upset that it won't be a revolution? And what are you looking for exactly in this upcoming console? Do you have a preference for the name? I kind of like Super Nintendo Switch. Let me know what you think about the name. Definitely put it in the comment. I would love to see what you think. And of course, people, thank you for watching the video. But since you're watching the video, do us a big favor and share it with all your friends and maybe subscribe to the channel. Oh, hey, Nintendo, speaking of this, since you're working on a new system, can we get a new F-Zero as well? Thanks.